Hello class, this is Dr. Dustin Broombaugh with EDA 608 for our Spring 2 session. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to go over, like I have for a couple of other courses that we've had together, go over Moodle and some of the assignments and uh, the syllabus for this class. Right here, students, required book, textbook for the course. As you know, I already sent you an email once or twice with these details. Pretty cost-effective book. I think you should be able to get it for $10 or $15 on Amazon. All right, I'm gonna quickly go over the syllabus. For the most part, the structure is very, very, very similar to the last course, 606, that we just took together. Once again, here I am. Cell number, as you know by now, the Georgetown email is definitely the best option for getting a hold of me. I check it a few times a day. In the syllabus, it goes over the framework, the course description, once again, the required text. Live text will only be used for the required field hours. I'll go ahead and scroll down here to that. 5 to 10 hours to be completed, just like the last class that we had. I'll show you the form here in a second. Just fill those in, get signatures for them, and upload it in live text. That's the only thing that will be needed for live text in this course. All right, here on the course syllabus is the course objectives, different things that we'll be addressing in this course throughout our 8 weeks together, quite a few of them. The EPSB themes. All right, the outline for the 8 weeks basically ends up being about 7.5, so I've just made it 7 of them. I break it down to the different topics for the discussion boards, the papers, a couple interviews you'll need to do, and then the culminating project, the anchor assessment number 6. All together will make up the course for this 7.5 or 8 weeks. So how will you be evaluated? There'll be 2 reflective papers based on some articles that, like we've done in the past, make sure that APA, formatting, read the article, do a reflection on it, 2 pages. I believe I had it for 2 pages or more. We'll take a look at that just here in a moment. But there's 2 of those for 50 points. Interviews, there'll be 2 interviews that you'll be required to complete. 2 of those, that'll be 50 points total. 5 discussion boards. I'll go over the details on the discussion boards. And then 50 points for anchor assessment number 6. This is what the anchor assessment and everything that'll entail. All these details right here, and the rubric that we use to grade on that. All right, so how you'll be graded, here's the grading scale for the course, just as I talked about. 2 papers, which are reflections, times 25 points each, so it'll be 50 points total. 2 interviews, 25 points each for 50 points total. 5 discussion boards, 10 points each, once again 50 points total. And then the anchor assessment number 6 is worth 50 points. And then the bibliography and some other details on here. Like I mentioned a moment ago, the structure of the course is very similar. The only difference is where our course starts on a Thursday. Today on Thursday, March the 2nd. You know, in the past, it's kind of always ended Sunday night. I graded things on Monday. So for most of these, where we're starting on a Thursday, most things are going to be due no later than Thursday, and then I'm going to grade it typically on Friday is my plan. So week 1 is this week. You have a discussion board due. Week 2, you have a discussion board and one of your reflective papers. Please notice that these are due on a Wednesday. Week 3, another discussion board. Week 4, a discussion board and paper number 2. Please note it's due on a Wednesday as well. Week 5 is your 5th and final discussion board form, whatever you want to call it. Week 6 is where the 2 interviews take place. Under week 6 in Moodle, you'll have the details about those. And then week 7, just like other times, the last week is when your anchor assessment number 6 is due. Please note the date on that one. Your field work submissions due in Moodle and in live text. And then just like before, I give 5 bonus points if you complete the course evaluation. Once again, all this stuff is in Moodle, right under the yellow box here, syllabus, class assignments, due dates that I just reviewed. Just like our other class, the 5 to 10 hours, right here's the document. Fill that form out and submit it into LiveText. If you have not already, I know when I looked a little bit ago, 5 of you had already completed this. The others, make sure complete the first day forum. If you haven't already, basically it's a Georgetown requirement that just kind of gives you, it confirms your attendance for the course. All right, so for week 1, you're going to do your discussion forum. Basically, you're going to over a couple videos and a couple chapter 1 of our book. Answer these questions here. Basically, you need to have made your first submission by Sunday, and your other ones, your 3 to your peers by Thursday for all discussion boards. So week 1, all the details are in here. Week 2, you had a discussion board, chapter 2, and another short video for your discussion board. We also have a paper due, very similar to some of the other ones that we've done. Here's the directions to the paper. Here's the article that you're reading, the rubric that I will use to grade it, and just upload your paper there. Week 3, chapter 3 of the book. No video that week, but chapter 3, answer these questions here based on the book for your discussion board. Week 4 is chapter 4 and a video discussion board. Also a paper, the directions for the paper, the rubric, the actual article that you're reflecting on, and upload it. Week 5, discussion board, you're doing 2 chapters, the last 2 chapters of the book. And it's an easy read, very easy, quick read. I think you'll find it very intriguing, very interesting, similar to the last class that we had together. Some questions on that to review, reflect, collaborate with your peers online. All right, so then the week 6, so the interview questions. Basically, you're doing 2 interviews by April 12th. One interview should be one of your current principals. I prefer it being your head principal. And then the other one should be a guidance counselor or family youth service center, somebody from a little different perspective. It doesn't necessarily have to be in your building. It would be good, but I do want you to try to get the school principal in your building, and the other one, some sort of guidance counselor or youth service center provider. So you're doing 2 separate ones. You can begin doing these way ahead of time if you want, or you can wait till the week of, but they are due Wednesday, April the 12th. Upload one of them here and the other one here. This is the rubric that I'll use to grade them. And then the interview questions. Sorry, my computer's being a little slow here. Here we go. So you fill these in. You just write a short paper. You can type them in here if you want, or you can write a short paper. Either one's fine, but just tell me when you did it, who you are, and who you're interviewing, and then answer these questions here that I've developed. 12 of them are I'll call it mandatory fun. You need to ask those, and then 2 additional ones. You take this for what it's worth. You're trying to see inside the minds of people who are obviously already working with our community and some of the resources that they have at their disposal, but utilize those. So 2 interviews. Each one of these is 25 points. Like I said, you can do these in earlier mid-March if you want. And then last week, the culminating project, anchor assessment number 6, very similar to some definite similarities to the one that we did in anchor assessment 5 in our 606 course. Here, title page should be a separate page. Short introduction, just like you did on anchor assessment 5. The lit review, I did bump up the lit review. You should have no trouble doing 5 pages. We're talking about literature review. What does, and use good sources. Make sure you reference them. What's the literature say about parent and community involvement in our schools? List the essential questions for developing and maintaining a tight-knit school community that utilizes all available resources. Be sure to include essential questions that include all community stakeholders and emphasize the importance of diversity in your school. So, this course is required to not just incorporate the school community, but specifically, encompass everybody in the school community. But mandatory fun is to emphasize the importance of diversity. So, what are some of those questions that you need to ask yourself that need to be addressed, that are essential questions, not just with the community, but emphasizing the importance of diversity? So another section, identification of the school community. Describe your school's community, the student demographics, the staff demographics, the parent demographics. Any key findings of the community systems and resources. Describe in detail community systems and resources that are utilized in your school. And be sure to describe the process used to identify the systems and resources. So what are they and how did you determine them, basically? Any social, historical, and political conditions that make up your school community. Obviously, some bullet points and some things to think about. Any barriers in your school community. Some next steps, your reflection, conclusions, and a reference page. Once again, this is the rubric that I'll use to do that, but very similar to the structure and the makeup of what you did for anchor assessment number 5. Obviously, there are some, I'll say the physically how you make up this document when you're done is very similar. Obviously, you're talking about a different topic, so don't overthink it. But if you have specific questions, obviously, as we're about halfway through the course, similar to the last course, we'll take a look at specifically this again. Now, once we get get through a part of the course and the content that's in there, I think a lot of it will become very obvious to you. But obviously, we'll take the time and address some specific questions to make sure everyone's has their head wrapped around what exactly needs done. Likewise, for our last course, as I've already talked about, the field experience, upload that in LiveText, and then the 5 bonus points for completing the course evaluation. So it's about a 12-13 minute video, just kind of giving you a brief overview of the course. I'll go back to the immediate need then here. So for week 1, a discussion board. Buy the book if you haven't already. Order that quickly. Discussion board for week 1 deals with chapter 1. Answer these. Your first initial post should be completed by this Sunday, and then the follow-up ones for the remainder. Excuse me, the 3 remaining posts to your peers by next week on Thursday. I hope everything is going good for you. As you know, I'm an email away, or if it's definitely necessary, a phone call away. If you need anything from me, I'm here for you. I work for you guys and gals. Hopefully you find this course informative. Let me know how I can help you. Thank you.